How do you truly love yourself? How do you show it? I'm not afraid to die, but what I am afraid of is not living my life to the fullest with the love I have for myself now. I spent too much time unhappy with the person staring back in the mirror. For the longest time, I wanted to transform into an entirely different person. At such an early age, we're taught to strive for perfection. Be beautiful, but don't be intimidating. Be yourself, but don't stand out too much. Better yet, here's a mold. Now fill it. At some point, that little girl lost her sense of play, joy, and love for who she was. I nitpicked everything about myself, even down to how I smiled. Oof, I didn't like it. I noticed I was extremely uncomfortable with keeping eye contact with myself in the mirror. What I was doing was looking at myself with a lens of judgment, not love. I was doing the very thing I feared others were doing to me. I stopped seeing me. I saw my flaws. And how can you love yourself that way? In my mid-20s, I thought of the little girl just wanting to be accepted, to be loved, but I too was depriving her. We have an immense capacity for love, self-love. It just gets dimmed over time. I asked myself, why is it so hard to love me the way I love others? Well, I wasn't taking care of myself like I needed to. I wasn't kind, I wasn't compassionate. I didn't want to be with myself. But I opened the first door, which was self-care. I started with small things, eating better. I ate to nourish my body, not just my palate, and the inflammation in my body started to disappear. I started to gua sha. I didn't realize that the mere act of gliding a piece of crystal across my face with intent and purpose could open the door for me to start loving and honoring myself. It quickly became a ritual that I performed every night. The care I took, the gentleness. It was odd because I stopped dreading looking at myself in the mirror. It became a portal for me to connect with myself. Me time. No matter how uncomfortable, over time, it became easier to stare back at her. Then I started learning about face exercises and massages several years ago. I want to age gracefully. I found myself in front of the mirror and allowed myself to sit with whatever I called imperfections. It clicked for me. We work our bodies to stay healthy and strong. We massage our bodies to melt the tension away. Why not apply those things to the face? What did our face do to receive that neglect? Why do I do it? I get asked that often, but it opened another door for me. The acceptance that I will age. And how incredibly lucky I will be to meet an older version of me. Accepting that, I can still give myself the care and love through this practice to age naturally and gracefully after years of neglecting myself. It's an intimate practice. You focus on every inch of skin on your face, every curve and corner. You enhance what you already have. Depuff, strengthen, release the tension we carry, and we carry a lot of it. I started to see a relaxed face. I went from hating looking in the mirror to recognizing the love that was blooming toward the woman staring back. Someone I was spending more intentional time with. Did I turn into a completely different person? No. Did I relax and strengthen certain areas? Yes. But the most important part is that I started to accept me. The self-love showed in my face every time I sat in front of a mirror. To face exercise, to gua sha, to massage my face. I showed myself the love and care that I had neglected for so long. I started seeing subtle differences. I focused on removing negativity from my life. I stopped scrolling social media and comparing myself to others because the only person I should be comparing myself to is me, the old me. She was beautiful. She just needed my care and love. And when I stopped speaking so negatively about myself, I allowed positivity to fill its place. All this to say, take time to honor you. Take care of you. start your practices, whatever they may be, to connect with you. Find your doors. How awful would it be if it was too late to show the capacity of love that you hold to yourself? Honor all the versions of you. Don't run away from them. I continued to explore what makes me happy instead of depriving myself of happiness because I didn't look a certain way. Self-care and self-love go hand in hand. From there, my confidence grew in who I was. I started smiling more, not because I looked different, but because I was empowered to take care of my body, my whole body and mind. I felt different. When I look in the mirror now, I'm not frowning back at myself. There's a glimmer of a smile, here and there. And you know what the most beautiful thing in the world to me is? A genuine and true smile.